Nothing to me's ever good enough. I could be working for 24 hours a day and think I never did enough. My life is a movie, but there ain't no telling what you gonna see in my cinema. I wanna be great, but I get in the way of myself and I think about everything that I can never be. Why do I do it though? Hey, yeah. Why you always looking aggravated? Not a choice, you know I had to make.
What's up, guys? New video today. Me and my buddy Neil partnered up for this one, so make sure to show him some love on his channel. I'll put the link in description below. Yeah, enjoy. Let's get into it.
What's going on, guys? Neil Lawson here, certified No BS fitness professional. Today is a very special episode of the videocast, guys, mainly because I'm joined by my good friend and awesome client, ShreyBeast321, as he's known by his many adoring Instagram followers. Shreyas, come join me on the couch, bud.
What's up, Neil?
How you doing?
Good, man.
All right, dude. I'm doing all right.
Yeah.
So you guys probably recognize this guy from my Instagram if you follow me. He's up there all the time doing cool stuff, like picking up 400 pounds off the ground. Most recently doing 23 dips in a row, which is pretty sweet. So he wasn't always like that, guys. Shreyas, tell everybody more about what you've been able to do in the last year.
Well, for starters, I've been cleaning up my eating. So, yeah, I cleaned up my eating. I've getting myself in the gym, making sure my calories. I'm watch my calories, make sure they're lower than, or not too high, not too low. So little things like that, just to make sure my eating. So nutrition, training.
What have you done by doing that?
What have I done by doing that? I have lost 89 pounds, so
Small detail.
small detail right there.
It's a little bit of weight.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting.
That's awesome, dude.
We're only at the beginning though, so I got some.
Just getting started.
Still losing.
So Shreyas used to weigh 283. Right now he weighs 194. Shreyas, what was the biggest thing you were doing wrong at 283?
Well, as I just said, what I'm doing right now, and most of it is eating, right? So before I used to not eat correctly.
Okay, so let's talk about that. What did you used to eat at 283 pounds?
I used to eat a lot of breads, a lot of, so like I used to eat like burgers and pizza, and it wouldn't just be like normal, it would be like every other day, and
Constantly.
and I would think that was fine because like everyone else around me, it was like skinny, and they can like eat that stuff and be fine, right? And they can burn it off wherever because they have super fast metabolism.
So there was one specific day in the gym, guys, that I remember where Shreyas came in. He was extra discouraged about his weight. He was like, Neil, I can't lose weight and I don't know why. Can you help me out? And I said to him, all right, dude, let's talk about exactly what you ate so far today and we'll start from there. What did you tell me, Shreyas?
I told him I had 2 cinnamon rolls for breakfast,
Great start to the day.
a cup of noodles for lunch, and Olive Garden for dinner.
Okay, so you hit all the major food groups.
But definitely all the things you need for improving your body right now.
Healthy diet.
Healthy.
All right, so what do you eat today at 194?
Well, I eat a lot of, like, believe it or not, I eat a lot of chicken, mostly chicken for my protein. I eat chicken, and then I have a little bit of carbs like brown rice, and then I'll have, chicken, brown rice. Sometimes I spice it up with the carbs and have some crackers and stuff. I just make sure my calories are on point. They're not too crazy though, because
So calories are the most important thing?
yeah, you don't want to be thinking about your calories all day, all night, but just make sure you kind of know rough estimate of what you're eating.
Okay, and then do you still get to eat some fun stuff?
Yeah, I do.
You still enjoy your food?
I still. That's why you gotta make sure that what you're eating is something you're gonna sustain. So like for me,
100%.
What I eat, I can sustain that. So like, if you see somewhere in a magazine that they say some personal trainer or whatever says you should be eating broccoli and chicken, like
Gross.
that's definitely not something you're gonna be able to sustain. Especially if you're like me, especially if you've been eating burgers and stuff. You're not gonna go, oh, let me just try eating broccoli for dinner. No.
You're gonna be able to go from burgers, cinnamon rolls, Olive Garden, to
broccoli, right?
Broccoli all
and
day
if you
long.
do, it's going to be for 2 days, and you're going to gain all
You're
that
gonna
weight
go
back,
right back.
and even more.
yes.
And you have this, what I used to do is call it denial phase, where you see other people and you'd be like, you'd eat a food, like for me it was no sugars, like I do no sugar for like a month or whatever. And I'd be like, I'm looking fine. And then I gain all the weight back and go even farther. And I gain the weight back and more weight. So you don't want to be doing that.
So what you've been doing the last year is actually building sustainable eating habits,
Yeah.
more so than just following a super strict
Yeah.
diet plan.
Yeah.
That's
You
awesome.
gotta have fun with it. And it's gotta be something you're gonna eat for your life. Your lifetime.
Pretty much, yeah. Literally, it's a lifetime. It's a lifestyle change.
It's a lifestyle change. That's why they call it. That's why they say diets. You don't want to think about it as a diet, because that puts a time limit on it. You want to think of it as a lifestyle change, because you don't want to go back to the way you were before after all that work you put in.
100%. This is all really awesome stuff, guys. We could talk about this all day. Shreyas, as you can tell, is wise way beyond his years, especially in terms of fitness. But today's main topic is something that Shreyas has a lot of experience with. That's part of the reason why I invited him over to talk to me about it today. It's something that I know that a lot of you out there have had a lot of experience with as well. And that is dealing with negativity when you're starting a fitness program. More specifically, how to deal with negative people in your life when you're starting that program. So, Shreyas, how did people interact with you and talk to you, and what do they say to you when you weighed 283?
Well, it's just a totally different thing. So when I'm 283, like, people don't know, like, not a lot of people know you, because I didn't feel good about my body, so I wasn't talking to a lot of people, and so I was like that shy dude that wouldn't be picked for, like, if I'm in gym class or whatever, you're not gonna be the one picked for anything.
How did that make you feel?
It wouldn't make me feel good, because then you go home and you're like, oh, nobody likes me. You feel worthless, right? Essentially, because
Keep in mind, guys, at this time when he's 283, he's still working out with me in the gym. He's still, probably the strongest kid in his entire school. But none of his peers know that. None of them care to know that. They're saying these things to him, and they're picking him last in gym class just because of a snap judgment of what he looks like.
yeah, you can be as strong as you want, but then if you're still like holding those pounds out, that's what they notice first. They don't. I mean, I've been the fat dude, and I've been the dude that's fat, and then I got muscle, and now I've finally been able to understand how to have muscle and lose weight and be looking pretty decent.
I'd say so. So that brings us to my next point, which is how do people talk to you now weighing 194?
Now when I weigh 90 right now, people act a lot different. For starters, I'll go into my classes and people I won't even know, or people that I do know, they'll be like, "Hey, Shreyas, come over here," or whatever, or they'll grab my biceps or whatever the heck.
It's a little weird, but cool.
Yeah, it's just a totally different feeling than it was. Than it was before, because people want to talk to you. People are like, "Oh, it's like a new shiny object," People want to. You see that person walk in the door, and, whoa, that's new, that's cool.
Well, that's a really cool point, because before you're talking about being excluded from things by your peers when you weighed 283 because of how you looked, and now you're talking about people going out of their way to come up to you and talk to you,
Yeah.
also because of the way you look, but in a positive way,
Yeah.
because how far you've transformed yourself.
Yeah, I have a lot of people, I don't even know their name, that come up and like, "Hey, Shreyas," I'm like, but it's cool, because the amount of people there that are kind of supporting you, like, that whatever you've been doing is paying off, right? And that's a good feeling.
I bet, dude. So let me ask you this. Back when you were 283 and you were getting this negativity thrown at you constantly, was there any magical comeback or thing you could say that would make you feel better or make it go away?
No, because for me, that it might change for others, but for me, I'm more of the dude that I'm more quiet. So like, I just laugh it off or whatever. And then, but the problem is, then you go home later and you think about those things, and they kind of weigh on you, and it just gets worse and worse. And then I talked to him a lot about it and stuff, and he tried to help me out. But yeah, there's nothing you can really do. You just gotta know. Yeah, you just gotta.
That is exactly my point, guys. And it isn't different for anybody else. There's nothing. The best way to make this negativity go away, guys, and to, at the end of the day, shut these people up, if they're bringing negativity into your life, is to just go out there and do exactly what Shreyas did and go transform yourself so far in the other direction that if they do bring these things up, it just bounces right off you, right?
Yeah, you should be able to laugh it off if they come up to you and say, hey, fatty over there, they better be joking or something.
Right. So if someone comes up to you now, weighing 194, and is like, "Hey, fatty," you can genuinely laugh.
Yeah.
Because you're so secure in what you've done, and you're obviously so far from where you were.
Yeah. You've done things positive for your body. They don't need to take that away from you.
Right. You've done. You no longer need the validation from these people.
Yeah.
To know that. That's awesome, dude. So that's what it is too, guys, is if you're getting this negativity thrown at you and it's causing this emotional response, if you're feeling angry, you're feeling upset, it's actually really weighing you down and affecting your life in a big way, it's probably because it's a little bit true, right? If there's some small grain of truth to it, that's when you're going to feel this impact from it. If you're not fat and somebody calls you fat, it doesn't affect you because you know it's not true. So the solution here is not some cool comeback or anything that you say to these people. It's not in what you say, it's in your actions. And those actions are transforming yourself, going out there and doing what you need to do to better yourself to totally shut these people up without even talking to them. Would you agree?
Yeah.
So that's the main point today, guys. Shreyas, anything you would like to add before we close out?
I think especially for me, is you... Like, for me, I don't like to, since I said I'm like a quiet person, I like to laugh it off, right? So I don't like to say things back, like, if they say something hurtful to me, I see no reason to say anything to them, right? Because you're on the right path. Most of them, they'll see it, you'll see it. Make sure whatever you're doing is for yourself and not for them, okay?
100%.
If you do it for them, your goals aren't on point. Your goal should be for you to get better, not to prove anyone else wrong. It should be for you. You want to see your body change in a positive way. Also, as you get better, as you work or getting close to your goals, there's always going to be people that are trying to tear you down from that. There's still people that come up to me and say things, and it shouldn't bother you because you know that you're doing the right things and you're going in the right direction, and you should have nothing else to worry about but those goals and the people around you that are trying to help you out with that.
Amen, brother. Couldn't have said it better myself. That's it today, guys. Catch you next time.